The Jurassic League is a 6-issue miniseries brought to us by the glorious Daniel Warren Johnson. This mini takes place outside the main DC continuity, and it begs the question that many of us have probably asked prior: what if the Justice League were dinosaurs? How would that play out? The Jurassic League, issue number 1, is one of those comics where you read through it, and after you're done, you ask yourself this lovely question: how come no one's done this before? Well, thank the gods for Daniel Warren Johnson, because hot damn on a stick, folks, Johnson does the deed here. He brings the Jurassic era to the Justice League. Now, similar to Johnson's Beta Ray Bill mini, Johnson clearly understands these characters, and the way he writes characters like Batman in Dino format as Batwalker, it's hilarious, but it's also filled with heart, and you can feel that the narrative is leaning into that direction. Also, when it comes to the writing, a lot of the terms within the DC universe are given this layer of prehistoric rendition, from calling Batman Batwalker, Gotham the Growling City, or heck, Black Manta to Black Mantosaurus. All of it's hilarious, yet at the same time, it's simple, therefore it's charming, and it's easier to grasp. When it comes to those smaller details, Daniel Warren Johnson nails it. Now, I will say, where the comic dips is with its overall plot. Clearly, Johnson is showcasing to us the many dino versions of the Justice League, and so this basically plays out like one giant intro issue. Like, here's the Batman dinosaur, or the Wonder Woman dinosaur, or the Superman dinosaur. It's cool, and they're definitely fantastic intros, but at the same time, where's this story going? Is there going to be a plot? So yeah, that's my only worry when it comes to the story. You know, is there going to be this big threat, or a comet, or a giant MacGuffin that's going to bring our heroes together to form this Jurassic League? When it comes to the book's art, the only downside I can say about it is that the book is not drawn by Daniel Warren Johnson. Now, that's not to say that the art in this book is bad, because it's not. Gideon managed to capture the same charming style of Johnson's previous work. Everything appears creative, and the choices of what the superheroes or the villains were given for their dino counterparts was without a question a direct hit. Yet at the same time, it's also a fault to the book, because when you buy a Daniel Warren Johnson comic, you really get the best of the best when it's written and drawn by Daniel Warren Johnson. It's the same thing with Joelle Jones with her Wonder Girl series. Yeah, it's a cool story, and like Yara Flor is cool, but you're really buying the book for the art. And when the writer / the artist isn't drawing it, you can't help but not feel the sense of, well, what if though? You know what I mean? So there's that. Mike Spicer, who's generally Johnson's go-to colorist, his work here doesn't disappoint. From Batwalker fighting a dino version of the Joker, to scenes where a dino Aquaman takes on a dino Black Manta. With gorgeous colors bringing the dinosaur world to life, it's incredible. Overall, Jurassic League was a fun time. Again, my only hope for the series is that there's actually a big story, and it's not just a book that's showing off the coolness of how the Justice League would look like as dinosaurs. The Jurassic League, issue number 1, gets an 8 out of 10. Our story starts things off like any Superman origin story should, with a lone rocket heading towards the Earth, with the distant words of Jor-El, informing his infant son that by the time you come to hear or understand anything in the world, your place of origin, will be no more. Your true parents will cease to exist, for there will be no future for the people of Krypton, only a future for Earth and its golden protector. It's Superman. Now, right off the bat, we can tell that this is not going to be your typical Kal-El lands in Kansas moment, because instead, Kal-El's rocket lands in the Jurassic era, a time when dinosaurs ruled supreme. And it's here where the prehistoric versions of John and Martha Kent check out the crash site, only to find a baby dinosaur, a dinosaur version of Superman. Picking up many years later, we check in with one of the most well-known heroes throughout the prehistoric era, for we have Batwalker. And here out in the outskirts of Growling City, Batwalker is on the hunt because something twisted, something evil is killing at random. And Batwalker, he isn't talking about carnivores or some of those sort of beasts that protect their kin by ending another's life. Instead, he's hunting something that is just killing merely for fun. And after we get to watch Batwalker traverse across this world, across sexy, glorious panels of wonderful art, the villain's smell is picked up. Therefore, whatever is responsible for all the killing is close, and its trail leads Batwalker to a cave. Inside this cave, Batwalker comes face to face with a tree that looks like it belongs in the movie 300, because it's riddled with skeletons. Everywhere around this tree are dead bodies, skeletons, and various limbs have all been stored within this tree, almost as if the victims are to be viewed as collectibles, trophies earned by the killer. So yeah, we're definitely getting some creepy imagery here. Now from there, Batwalker, after being shocked and just in complete state of disbelief on what he's seeing, the echoes of laughter begin to sound off within the cave. And within moments, Batwalker comes face to face with the one responsible for all the killing, the twisted villain who kills for fun. That being the dino version of the Joker, Jokerzard. And can I just say, for the record, making Joker a Dilophosaurus is spot on fantastic. Well done, creators. Also, Dilophosauruses are badass, and they are just the best. Anyways, from there, Jokerzard pounces on Batwalker, digging his teeth deep into his skin, with blood pouring out. But Batwalker takes it to the next level, as he literally body slams his opponent. But Jokerzard has a trick up his sleeve, as he shoots venom from his mouth, which gets inside the Batwalker's bite wound. And from there, that's where our heroic dinosaur begins to trip from the effects. And essentially, he's feeling like shit. Batwalker can feel his body shutting down. However, something manages to snap our hero from weakening. And that's when we see a human child crying aloud for his mom and dad. And of course, this rings home to Batwalker, given the fact that he's the dinosaur version of Bruce Wayne. Batwalker clearly knows what it's like to lose your parents, and he knows what it's like to feel helpless, in a world where everything just feels so much bigger. Therefore, Batwalker is back in the game, and he crushes with all his might the hand of Jokerzard. And after beating the villain to a bloody pulp, Batwalker proceeds to check up on the kid. However, since he's a dinosaur, along with being, probably antisocial and, he's a dinosaur version of Batman, it's obvious that Batwalker doesn't know how to talk to kids. And so he just starts yelling at the kid, telling him to go away. Like, I can't help you. Get lost. Bah, I'm crazy. But once Batwalker turns around, the once beaten body of Jokerzard has disappeared, for Jokerzard has escaped. And so seeing that he's wounded and has lost his prey, Batwalker decides to clean things up as he burns a tree full of corpses. Now, Batwalker is determined to continue his hunt, because as we've learned from his hallucinations, Jokerzard is the one responsible of the death of Batwalker's parents. But it looks like Dino Batman is not going to be doing this alone, because it appears that the boy is beginning to follow the hero. And despite Batwalker roaring at the boy to go away, Batwalker decides to accept the situation. And from there, Batwalker and his little cave boy Robin head into the night to hunt down Jokerzard. The next day, we pick up somewhere else, at a beach where typical people are collecting fish via large nets. Basic fishing 101. But that is until everyone's day gets immediately ruined by the arrival of Black Mantosaurus. And it's here where the villain demands worship from the humans. But screw you, Mantosaurus, because Aquaman, or at least this world's version of Aquaman, shows up to save the day. And while our two titans battle for control of the seven seas far across the globe and the far off distant land known as Themyscira, home of the Dawns, we have a Triceratops equivalent to Wonder Woman. And it appears that she is currently experiencing visions, ambiguous showings of a League of Heroes. But suddenly she gets interrupted by her mother, the Queen of the Dawns. And after telling her mom about the visions she is experiencing, the Queen brings her daughter to an area on the island, where the remains of Ares lay. The Queen informs her daughter of the dreams she is envisioning. They represent the turmoil of their world. Now Ares, this guy was our mortal enemy. And way back in the day, Ares attempted to rule this island. But us Dawns banded together as one unified force. And together, we were successful in defeating Ares. But ever since that final battle, the Dawns swore to never wield a weapon ever again, in order to showcase themselves as a shining example for mankind to follow. But time was not their ally, because in time the mortal world would soon forget about the Dawns along with their deeds. Thus, war would continue once more. But unlike the rest of the Dawns, the Queen tells her daughter that these dreams are a sign that she is ready to fight, for she is ready to cut off the heads of the Hydras. Thus we watch as the Queen's daughter suits up with her war bracelets, a lasso, a shield of war, along with battle armor. And it's here where the Queen's daughter, Wonder Dawn, is ready to save the world, ready to ward against the forces of evil. And lastly, folks, our story switches things over to the giant prehistoric city called Metrogloplis. I definitely mispronounced that, but I don't care. Deal with it. Where the dinosaur from way back in the beginning of the comic is shown to have grown up into an adult version of himself. For it's here we have the dinosaur known as Supersaur. And upon helping the community rebuilding some of the structures within the city, everyone from the old to the young of the population are excited to see their hero return from the stars, because seemingly Superstar has been gone for a bit, in order to discover his origins, to understand who and what he is, along with what his purpose is. And after catching up with his mom and dad, shit immediately begins to pop off, as the city is under attack, and it's here we get dinosaur versions of villains Giganta and a Bizarro. Thus it's here where the evil dinosaurs stake their claim, for they want the city to gather their fleshlings, because their master, the Dark Embryo, has called forth the people for his great purpose, for they are here to collect their bodies. And that, folks, was the end of Jurassic League, issue number 1, and thank you guys for checking out my video, as it truly means the world to me. And as always, I'm your majestic sayer over at SuperCliff, and if you guys are new to the channel, then do me a solid by smashing that like and subscribe button, and also hit the notification bell so that you'll never miss out on an upload, and so that you'll always be kept up to date with your favorite top tier comics happening in the comic book world. Now tell me, what are your thoughts and opinions on this issue? Are you guys excited for issue number 2? Let me know down in the comment section below. And until the next video, peace.